Alright guys, so today we are going to be doing the install of the fan into the Bushman's fridge. We have a whole bunch of tools here and the Sirocco fan. We're going to be installing that up in here like so. I'll show you two different ways. Sorry, yep, the fridge is a bit of a mess, we are traveling. I'll show you two different ways. So the first way is if you want it on pretty much 24/7, you got the negative and positive just there, which I've actually put around the wrong way because I just had it apart. I'll put them, they're supposed to be around the other way. That's supposed to be a positive, that's supposed to be a negative. But anyway, yep, you hook your, mount your fan up in there, run your cable in through the back of this box here into there, and you can tap onto those, just soldering it onto there. That is the easiest way, simplest way. Fans on 24/7. If you don't want the fan on 24/7, we're going to do it a different way. So at the back here you've got a whole bunch of cables and you've got a fan back here on the motor. So you cut the cable tie off those cables there and you trace this cable from the fan all the way in, and it goes in here to those two plugs with the two small cables in there. There's a negative and a positive in there. So what we're going to do is feed a cable through this bunch here, which this cable here I've already pre got it through. How I did it was bit of wire, pushing it through to make a hole. I made the hole a bit wider using this little screwdriver here, and then I was able to cut the cable on a really like a 45, put a bit of WD-40 on it just so it slipped through, and I was able to just sit here and work it and push it and push it, and it's in. So now I'm going to grab some of my partner's pink tweezers, and we're going to come up under here. And you can actually see just there, that's the cable. So I'll bring the camera back and I'll grab the cable. Sorry, I can't find my needle nose pliers.
My fingers will fit there if yours won't.
Alright, well, we'll see if Alana can get it. We'll bring in the assistant and her small hands, and I'll feed the cable through as she pulls it. And
what was that? Oh, a bird just...
Oh, look at that, a bird just pooed on top of our fridge. Oh, there he is up there. That makes some good content. Anyway, let's get back to this. So there we go, we've got the cable through. So we have the cable through now. Yep, sweet. I'll fix that up. I'll pass this to Alana. I'll quickly fix this up because I stuffed it up when I was doing it. So, for future reference, this one is the negative, that one is the positive. The light itself, just the cables push back up in there. Of course, it's not being as simple as it always has been. Just got to get those cables up. And then that. So if you were to hook up your fan directly to that, so you're just going to grab it at the front here and pop it down like that, and then you can pass your cables through. That's also if you need to change the light globe or anything like that, which you shouldn't have to. Also, when you stuff around this, make sure the light is pointing down. And there we go. So that's all back to the I can't believe a bird just shat on the fridge. All right. Yeah. Anyway. Like the video actually, if you like the bird shitting on it. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. So we've got the cable through. We're going to get into it now. How are we going to do this? We'll hook it onto the fan first. So the way I want to mount the fan is I want direction of flow, so the arrow, to be away from the freezer. So some people mount it towards the freezer and they blow air on the freezer. However, when it blows air onto it, you get this, pretty much what we've got right now while it's off. If Alana points the camera here, you'll see this drip and then you see this puddle. You'll pretty much have that constantly because it's blowing cold air onto the ice and it doesn't allow the ice to actually freeze, and then you get a constant drip. I don't know that from experience, I just know it from a lot of people on the Facebook page saying so. So we're going to turn it around and we're going to mount it up about there to just on a 45 degree to that, and it's going to blow the air this way, which then when the door is shut, the air will hit and circulate the fridge. So while we can use the length of the cable, I'll just pull it through. we will clean the end of this cable up because I've mutilated it a little bit, getting it through. And then we'll just do a quick and easy. Should take a little bit more of that. Right, so we've got our pos and our neg. I am actually gonna, I don't like this thin cable. I know it's, hey, it's what it is. It is what it is. I'm gonna cut them, however, I'm gonna cut them at different lengths. The only reason I am doing that, no I won't actually, I won't do that this time. Cut it about there. Strip the cable, which I'm going to strip again, make it a bit thicker. It's just something I like doing when it's a thin cable going into a crimp, is I do a little bit of a twist, not a crazy one, and then I fold it back on itself. With this, it gives it a little bit more meat when it's inside the crimp joiner. Okay. Right, so, ooh, lucky last of my red crimp joiners. Note to self, I have to grab some more of them. Can't always pick them up when you're traveling. So I'll just use my little crimp tool. Get that one on, and we'll get the positive in there. Sweet. Now this should be right, but I've got this stuff called liquid electrical tape. Jesus, she's dripping everywhere. It's always the way. Anyway, so I just want to put a bit of it in the where the joiner is. The only reason I'm doing this is just because it is inside a fridge. I want to try to minimize the moisture getting in there. Not that it should really do much if it did get in there, but hey, I'd rather be safe than sorry. That was my own fault because I squeezed it before I opened it. Alright, we've got that. Alright, now, negative, negative, positive, positive. This stuff is the simples. Actually, make it a bit neater. Thank you, birds, for making some nice noises in the middle of this. Alright, so over there. Sorry if you're hearing any wind noise at the moment. Alright, so that's the negative done. We'll just quickly blowtorch this, make the shrink wrap shrink, as per se. Yep, and then we'll grab, where is it? There it is, the bit for the positive. And we'll do this again, which is there. Alright, I'm going to leave that for the moment. That is pretty much how it's going to sit up there. Plus, we'll add a little bit of this stuff's little conduit, flexi conduit. Yeah, this is why I usually offset my connectors, because it's not going to fit this conduit. I might have to get some thicker stuff, which I don't really have on me at the moment. Anyway, let's go back over this other side. We'll leave that for the moment. Oh, actually, I'll pull it back up. Oh. So pretty much, we're going to sit it there. I don't want this to be tight on the back. Lana brings the camera around quickly, so you see how they've made everything bunched. So I'm going to do the same pretty much, and we'll do that, get rid of that. Let's put up here. Hopefully no birds decide to go to the toilet on it while it's sitting there. Okay, pull this off, make it a bit. Alright, so at this point you want to follow this cable that goes to that fan. You want to come in here, and I'm going to pull these two out. I'm going to remember the positive is the top one, the negative is the bottom one. Of course they've been difficult. There we go. So we got those two off. That is your two standard female connectors. What am I looking for? There they are. So I'm just going to cut them off. And then let's try and... didn't want that to happen, but hey, it happened. Note to self, don't do that when you're doing it. Okay, so now we've got the two different cables. Where's my little... there it is. Ah, there we go. That's what I was trying to do. However, that, whatever's on it, is really good. So, let's just twist that slightly. We'll make it smaller so it's only going to fit into the terminal. And then we're going to do the same there, just so it's not frayed and all over the shop. And then we're going to grab these ones. Line them up while the birds give us a lovely song overhead. Okay, so now we've got those ones and these ones. Make sure you're doing the right one to right one, as I nearly did the wrong ones there. It would have been awesome. Not. Okay, so we'll trim that about there. And then that fit in there? Yeah, that'll fit in there nicely. Have I got any blue? Yes, I do. There we go. It's got the proper size. So, we'll put the connector back on. Grab our crimper. There's the positive. And then we'll do the same to the negative. One thing I'm going to do, just so the cables can't get pulled out or anything, because this is in the back of the canopy, I don't want any damage to happen to anything. I should have put some shrink wrap on it, but hey, in this case tape will do. It's not like we're sealing it for any actual reason. Alright, now what was it? I'm only kidding. It was positive up at the top, so we'll plug that positive back in, then we will plug the negative back in. There we go. Alright, so now technically everything should work. I'm just trying to think. No, I don't have an ability to test this. However, it is going to work. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pump some stuff into the back of this just to make sure it is 100% sealed. And of course, cable tie this back up, seal that back up, and then I'm going to get this back in there, and then we'll work out exactly where the fan is going to be. So I will just quickly do that and clean up the area, and I'll turn the camera back on once the fridge is back in and I've got all the water out. We'll install the fan and test it all out and finish it off. Alright guys, so we have the fridge back in. I found a bit of thick conduit. That's all we have at the moment. I'll just grab the camera. There we go. So I found some thick conduit. That's all I really have at the moment. So that's what it's going to do. And I'm going to mount the fan roughly there. I don't want it to be too close to the freezer. Sorry. I'm going to mount it about there. Pretty much in line with the edge of the freezer bucket over to the point. That way it should give me good circulation. And just to test it, we'll go from 0 to 1. And there you go, the fan turns on. So we know we've got a working fan. That's working because the motor's working. And it will only turn on now when the actual motor turns on. So I'll pass the camera back to my lovely assistant. I'll just show you. So yep, back to 0, fan off. I'll pass the camera back here and I'll get her to come a bit closer so you can see. I am just going to literally use a bit of double-sided tape. So I reckon this should be fine to hold it. If not, I may add a little bit of silicone. However, I am trying to minimize the holes. I don't want to make any unnecessary holes in the fridge. So it's not sticking that well. Yeah, wait a second. That bit of tape was the first bit, so we'll change that out. Yeah, there we go. Now she's sticking. Didn't want to even let go. I'll get this started. I really hate tape. And then I'll put this here. Technically I should leave it for a little while. This thing weighs F all, so it should be right. We'll peel that off, and we're going to go up to roughly where I want it, like that, and we're going to push it up. Just apply pressure for a couple of seconds, make sure nothing's going to hit there like that. If I need to, I can just pull the cable. Oops, sorry. And there we go, she's stuck on. There are literally no extra holes done here. I didn't drill a hole, anything like that. I've ran the cable through the existing manufacturer's hole, and I've added in a fan that draws about probably 0.2 of an amp. Probably says it on there if I could be bothered getting up there. Anyway, we'll turn this back on. I'm just going to turn it to 4. Fan's working perfectly. I will show you another little trick quickly too while I'm here. Alright guys, so just quickly, if you bend these out onto like a slight angle there, you'll see it's not dead straight. It's not a crazy angle, it's just a little bit. You don't need to buy the heavy duty one. So it's a little bit harder because the way my fridge is with the door, but I'll slide that one in. There we go, look at that. She's tight as. Go down here. Oh. As you can see, hard as, not coming out, not dropping stuff. and then I usually run this one about there. And we'll flip that. Okay, as you can see, that one's a bit looser because I haven't bent it as well, but look at that one, doesn't move. Alrighty, I will quickly grab the thermostat back. Oh, sorry, thermometer back. We'll put it up there. We'll see how much better this goes. Last night, without the fan on 5, it got to, I think it was 8 degrees in air temperature because haven't stuck that anywhere. So we will, tonight, see how it goes. We'll run this down. I want to see how good that bottom corner gets, and I'll report back to you on Instagram. I won't report back on here, but that's pretty much all you have to do. Anyway guys, hope this was a bit informative. I learned a thing or two along the way because no one's actually put a video up like this that I could find. That's why I did it. And yeah, if you want to check out our other videos on the Bushman's fridge, we also have reversing the door, and then we also have, I'll just quickly grab it and show you how easy it is to install our fridge buddy by PM Canvas products. There you go. Anyway guys, if you need any of that gear, PM Canvas products, they're on Instagram. We're also on Instagram, or you can drop a comment there asking any questions. Anyway guys, hope you have an awesome time. See you later.